Hilltown was a very different place when I was young. It was very quiet and calm, and there was no big buildings around the place. It was just small. There was a school and a church and a shop and a pub, and that's all was there. There was no big houses or no terraced houses. We all just lived in our own little patch of land, and the green fields everywhere. Our house was 2 rooms, the kitchen and the sitting room, and then a bedroom with my mother and my father and my sister and myself inside in the one room, and we all got on with it. We were lucky our house was slate, but the neighbours down the road had a thatched house, and that was normal at the time, really, and all the neighbours would gather round and they'd thatch the houses. There was no insulation in the houses. It was very cold, so we'd all have to light the fire and huddle around it then at night time when it got cold, or the winter time. I used to walk everywhere. There was no such thing as cars. The horse and trap was very rare, so we used to walk along everywhere we wanted to go. We to walk, and the roads be only as wide as a horse and trap, barely. Long windy roads with big potholes and stones. There was no tarmac, nothing. We'd go to mass in the old church. 'Tis only a relic now at the moment, and 'tis all dilapidated and the whole lot. But now there's the big fancy church. But the old church was where everyone used to go, and the place was falling down, but we all loved it because it was our church. Now, school. I loved school. There was a real sort of sense of togetherness. There was 56 in my school, if I remember it well, and there was only 2 teachers. One teacher had juniors, seniors, first, second, and then the master then had the biggies. He'd third, fourth, fifth, and sixth. And the master lived in the house across the way. It was the master's house. And our playground was the farmer's field next door, and we could go in and we could play ball if we had a ball, or we'd play catch. And if there was cows inside in the field, sure we couldn't go anywhere but playing out on the road. You would never see that happening nowadays. The place is so busy. The local GAA pitch was the heart of the community, and it still is today, but I think they lose the run of themselves a small bit sometimes with all the new modern changing rooms and the whole lot. We'd no changing rooms when we were younger. It was just you turned up in whatever you were wearing and you played. And the pitch, 'twas all lumps and bumps, and they'd be cows inside in it from Monday to Friday, and then the cows would be hunted out and then on the Friday, and they'd be playing the matches then on the Saturday and the Sunday. There was no big modern goalposts or anything or umpires. We just got on with it and made what we had.